Hey, welcome to the conversation that's as diverse as the dogs that we adore. This is Gun Dogs and Guard Dogs, ultimate podcast dedicated to talking sense about dogs with Les Graham and Ross McCarthy. They work with all breeds of dog, but one specialises in gun dogs and the other prefers guard dogs. No flashy trends or social media hype here, just tried and true knowledge that stands the test of time. They bring you valuable insights and honest conversations about the social predator you share your home with. So here we go. About 45 minutes of gun dogs, guard dogs, good dogs, some maybe not so good dogs, and a dash of gossip.
Hello. I was waiting for you to start and you hesitated, so I thought, oh, jump in.
Oh yeah, no, I did. There was no hesitation.
You were just taking a breath, huh?
I was just taking a breath, getting ready for our chat, our post Crufts chat or whatever.
Yes, and I'm just settling in and getting comfy.
Good.
Is that okay?
Yeah, you look comfy.
I am at the minute. I might have to rearrange myself in a couple of minutes, but at the minute and I've got my mic switched on. I hope you're impressed.
Oh wow, yeah, always a bonus. Well, depending on your angle.
Thank you for that. How you doing? How you doing, Ross?
All right, I'm a few days in from Crufts, so recovering from the the huge um the huge event that is Crufts, really.
Uh, actually, yeah, I'm just going to give my camera away because it's a bit blurry. And last time I did that, it was because I had cleaned the office for a little while and my camera was dusty and it was really dusty. Yeah, how was Crufts? Are you knackered?
Crufts was good, really cool, really nice to see everybody, all different people and stuff, have a catch up. But yeah, really tiring. Started off weird, got there on Wednesday to set up and
I saw.
got the wrong stand size. So we went to the office and we were offered another stand, a bigger one, 4x4 in hall 5, which was next to the pick and mix and nothing else.
Oh my God.
So we decided to stay where we were and make a bodge of it and push the stands out into the aisle and create a little bit more space. So that was all a bit of a debacle on Wednesday. And then we had a hire van and the door swung off twice. So we had to repair the door.
Oh my
Um,
God.
so that started kind of the trend for Crufts,
For
really.
the 4 days.
Yeah, yeah, it was the weirdest show ever. And I think on Thursday there was a real kind of weird kind of underlying tension between all of the kind of people that we know, really, sort of like the sort of common sense trainers. I think
What
everybody.
do you mean underlying tension? Was it like handbags at dawn or?
No, it was people are just really fed up and frustrated with kind of ABTC and people trying to gain control of the industry, like the Royal Vet College, and people are just really frustrated. And I think it was probably just an event to get together
Mhm.
and vent, really. So, of course, people come over and chat, and you kind of take the weight of all these feelings on. So it becomes
Mhm.
quite overwhelming and
Depressing.
yeah,
Mm.
depressing. Which is strange because actually nobody came over giving us grief or anything. Everybody was really supportive and all on the same kind of page. But
Mhm.
it's just all that frustration, and I think people feel quite powerless and alone. I guess that they're kind of fighting this wave of force free, which is not a new. It's not
Well, I
new.
was going to say it's a battle we've been fighting for nearly 20 years, Ross.
Yeah, well,
I
it's probably
mean,
longer than that.
2008, I was going to the Kennel Club building and fighting for common sense but I think the new people into the industry are shocked at how bad it is because all of a sudden they've entered an industry and haven't realized how bad it is. And we've seen it. It kind of hit a peak, didn't it? And then it eased off a bit and now it's going up again.
Yeah.
Because we did the balanced dog campaign when I was the education officer for the guild. We did, do you remember that? The balanced dog and
Yeah, unfortunately, we it balanced intelligent dog training, wasn't it? And that
a
we did.
balanced intelligent dog training, but now because of the way people are now referring to balanced trainers,
Yeah.
It knocked it off centre.
Yeah, it's a shame because it was kind of bad timing because it was just when all the kind of that terminology came in from the States that we'd
Yeah.
kind of coined it. And the reason we used the word balance, because you remember we had those scales, didn't we? Light
We
and
had scales.
so
Yeah,
to
we had
put,
scales.
kind of the middle place is the happy place kind of thing. So yeah, that was a long time ago, but it was, it's a shame that the word balanced is now kind of synonymous with prong collars and e-collars kind of
Uh-huh.
as standard use. And I think people get really frustrated that they can't voice where they're at. Do you know what I mean? We had, like, to give you an example, I was talking to a hydrotherapist, and she was saying that they have to wait now for the dog to give its consent.
Oh, for
So,
God's sake.
so she's waiting. So, if they want to get the dog on the water treadmill, they have to wait for the dog to consent to do it, which of course the dog's not gonna, it's freaking out. Whereas if you apply a little tiny bit of attention, come on, mate, up, it's on, it's in, it's done,
But
and it's all fine.
oh man, it goes against how the brain works. I mean, the brain will always move away from discomfort towards comfort.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna, and
Little
it's,
nudge, you give it that nudge, and then when it hits the comfort spot, the sweet spot, then you reward it.
yeah,
But
well, the
you,
thing is, the dog's just gonna, the anxiety is going to intensify, isn't it? If the dog's fearful of an object, doesn't want to get into this water treadmill, as it's standing there processing it, it's not going to give consent. It's going to increase in
that's gonna,
anxiety,
yes, it's gonna spiral.
which is unkind. Instead of just go, come on, matey, off we go, on we get. And I think it's the nuances of that. And of course, people, because you're not force free, which if anybody is, but
Oh, there's no such thing as forced free. It's a nonsense term.
well, they can't be, can they? But they've got that term, and of course, when you're not force free, people think you're heavy-handed, and trying to
Mhm.
explain and vocalize that you're not. It's just
No.
normal kind of common sense, and we love dogs, and that's why we're in this game. Do you know what I mean?
So the term forced free, just in case anybody doesn't know where it came from, is it came from the gun dog world. And so you were a force-free trainer, and what that meant is you weren't forcing a dog to retrieve. So the traditional old way, however you want to word it, do you remember when I did this thing for the CFBA and I had the video up of doing forced retrieves,
Hmm. Yeah.
training a dog to do the forced hold? So a forced hold is it's done under compulsion, but it's done on very heavy compulsion. There's a difference between putting a dummy or a dumbbell in your dog's mouth and just gently holding its mouth and saying hold. The forced retrieve involved things like a toe hitch, where they would put a thin twine around the dog's middle toe, and they would put a slip on it, and they would increase pressure,
Mm.
pulling the dog's toe until it opened its mouth. And as soon as it held the dummy, it would release the pressure off the toe. They would also use an e-collar to, if the dog refused to pick the dummy up, or if it refused to hold the dummy, it would get shocked, and as soon as it held the dummy, it would be released. And likewise, I've seen there's a guy who trained HPR in the States. He would put it around the sheath, like a belly band, either side of the willy. And so this is where the term force free came from. It's like you either force a retrieve or you do retrieve and force free, meaning you use positive motivational techniques to get your dog to hold a dummy.
Which is
That's where
really
it
the
came
only,
from.
but that's
That's
the only
it's
way decent people would do it anyway, isn't it now? Do you know what I mean? It's not,
Yeah, but when I wrote the Pet Gun Dog, that was fairly common. I mean, when I was in New Zealand, an American trainer came over. I didn't see him, but the chairwoman of South Auckland Gun Dog Club was telling me about it. So I was doing obedience at the time, and he used a spent cartridge. He would wrap the dog's ear around a spent cartridge, the sharp bit, and he would put pressure on the dog's ear to get it to open its mouth. And
yeah.
so that's where the term force free comes from. It's all to do with forcing the dog to hold a dummy. It sounds, I mean, and in that term, it's fantastic. It's great. We do sometimes there's a little bit of compulsion in relation to retrieving, but it's not that big, cruel,
Well, that's
harsh
barbaric, isn't it?
handling.
Nobody
It's
would agree with that.
barbaric. But then people coined the term. They thought, oh, this is really good. This is really trendy. I'm not doing any of that to dogs. I'm not doing alpha rolls. I'm not pinning dogs down. So therefore, I'm force free in my training.
Mm,
And they've just bastardized the term, haven't they?
yeah,
like they do on other things as well. You got me all fired up. I was nice and calm when we started.
See, now yeah, well, now, welcome to my world. It's been a funny kind of week or so. And I mean, combined with that, these conversations that we had, and about pet insurance companies and qualifications, and
No,
with
no, no, come on, keep going.
what?
Pet insurance.
Oh, well, pet insurance. So, I was talking to Jackie from Dogs for Wildlife, who's been on here,
Yeah, yeah.
and she had already emailed me a couple of weeks prior because her vet has had information that she can only refer to, I think CCAB or whatever.
Oh, yeah, yeah, clinical.
Yeah, so the vet's not going to refer to her now, so that's kind of all been passed off to other people to look at and get involved with. But there's that, and like some of the insurance companies now have their own behaviourists, so you have to speak to them first before you can have a referral.
Wow.
That's what kicked it off, that early morning conversation on Thursday. And then, it spiraled. And on top of that, so we've got all this, people, you know, moaning really about the industry. And I talked to another girl who was on the BBC, and she
Hmm.
just mentioned that, these kind of woke training methods are causing issues.
Hmm.
And she's had death threats and people threatening to go and beat her up and all of that. And you think, oh, this is lovely, force-free, positive, the most vile comments. And it's just bizarre, isn't it? And so we've got all of that going on. And then some of these sort of unwitting cruelty that you see going on around you, primarily involving head collars, sometimes slip leads, whatever. But you see all of that going on. And like I said, it just hits you with kind of overwhelm, really. You're just like, wow, what an industry we're in, where you kind of, yeah, we fight all the time, don't we? But sometimes you just get a little bit tired.
Yeah, you do. You do. Um, I saw a post the other day. It's quite shocking, actually. Really shocking. In a group. It was sent to me. I didn't see it until it was sent to me, and then I went in and commented on it.
Mm.
And it's tied in with a course that I just put out. And what they said was, I'm actually going to read it to you.
Okay, what's
I'm going to
that to
read.
do with your recall course or what?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And I'm just going to find out. So this, I was pretty shocked at this, and I thought, how on earth can how can you say this is good advice? And I went straight on and said, that is absolutely bloody terrible advice.
Hmm.
You're gonna lose your dog, and you're on the wrong side of the law, and don't be bloody ridiculous.
Yeah, what
Okay.
did I say?
So this is in a group, and it's talking about I won't say which trainer wrote it because I don't think that's fair.
No.
But I need my reading glasses. My arms aren't long enough.
How can't you move them far enough away?
So that, yeah, I can't get my arm far enough away.
Yeah.
I'm of an age. So this post is all about recall training, okay? How to get your dog to come back.
Mm.
And I have to say my dogs are pretty shit hot on recall. So
Mhm.
I'm okay talking about recall, what works and what doesn't work. So that ended with, and finally, take a breath, Ross. If you can't beat them, join them. If your dog enjoys chasing birds or squirrels or rabbits, have him on his long line attached to a harness. Oh yeah.
Of course you do.
And join in the chase. Chase that squirrel up the tree, the rabbit down the hole, and the birds. Well, just chase them, whooping and cheering as you go. Be part of the fun, and your dog will stay engaged with you and probably join in a game of tuggy with you at the end. Yeah, no doubt it'll be playing bloomin' tuggy with a Mexamatosis rabbit that it's just managed to catch.
Nice one. I nearly said a curse word on gun dogs and guard dogs, which we try to avoid, but it's
Yeah, I've
just,
said a couple today.
yeah, well, it's breathtaking. I
That
mean,
isn't that
ridiculous.
mind blowing?
But anybody, you don't even have to work with dogs, do you? Anybody knows that that's just stupid.
That
Surely that's
is the
just
most ridiculous advice.
running around with your Great Dane on a long line to chase birds with it. I mean, what are you talking about? It's just
Mad,
easier. The thing is,
mad.
oh God, I know it's on a harness, but I mean, you're going to cause
Well, it's
physical.
even worse. It'll take off your feet straight away
Well, they'll
because there's
take, yeah,
nothing to.
No,
So,
anything bigger than a cocker, you're screwed, aren't you?
well, even cockers are pretty strong.
No, no, well, especially I know. I remember years ago actually. I used to work at
Good
here,
size.
and I was about 14, I think, and I took out a Springer Spaniel on a flexi lead.
Oh dear.
That's what I was given, and the dog ran to the end of the lead, and I took off.
Oh, can you remember? Oh my God, was it the Labrador, the fireman's Labrador? We both worked with it.
Oh,
You did some behavior work, and then he came gun dog train with me because he was like over the top with other dogs,
yeah,
and
broke the long line, didn't it?
it snapped the long line, didn't it? Hit the
Yeah,
end of the line so hard it snapped the line, and that was the
yeah.
long line, not a flexi lead.
No, I've had that as well with the boxer. Just
Yeah,
yeah, just you say come, boom, gone.
yeah. I had it with a boxer, snapped a leather collar,
Yeah,
lunging, just snapped the collar.
yeah. No, you can't use a long line on, adult dogs of a certain
No,
size. No.
no, no. But that was. So have we done recall to death, do you think, other than plugging my new course?
Oh, other than plugging your new course, well, I think you did that. Yeah, recall. Yeah, well, we talked about long line and people being ridiculous, haven't we?
Mm.
But I mean, talking about equipment, because you're coming to the networking day, aren't you? Which, to be a little bit positive and stuff for a moment, I don't suppose it will last, but we had a real load of interest in that event.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, really cool. We got some nice printed sort of programs and stuff that we were giving out. So that's really positive. But I was going to say about the equipment and things. One of the disappointing things I think at Crufts, I mean, obviously it's customary, isn't it, in the breed ring, in lots of breeds that you show the dog on a high check collar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, walking around the show, so many of the people, those rope leads, gun dog leads that they twist
Oh,
around their nose.
oh,
Lots of people were on them. There was a bloke with a Spinoni, and the dog was freaking out, right? Because these bits of kit are uncomfortable, aren't they? Which is why you have to go through a conditioning process with, if you're going to use a head collie, condition it, and you can't just slap it on because they hate it. And this bloke had it on a Spinoni, and then gave the dog a right, grabbed hold of it under its chin because the Spinoni was throwing its paws up over its nose, right, like they
try and
do.
get it off.
And get it off because it's blooming uncomfortable. It's riding, it's horrible. And yeah, then he grabbed hold of it under its chin and gave it a good old telling off for doing that. And you just think, ugh. But there was quite a bit of that going on, and like just people thoughtless. They're wandering about around the show. It's busy, busy,
Uh-huh.
busy. They got the bloody dachshund on the floor, and they're so worried about getting a cheap bit of vet bed or getting to the next stand. The dog's the last
The
thing on
dog's
them.
getting standard stood all over.
Yeah, I mean, I used to think years ago when I saw them being pushed around in cages, in those trolleys, I was thinking, well, they've got legs, but actually, they're better off being
Protect them.
pushed out
Yeah.
of the way. Yeah,
Those slip leads they're not proper head collars. And I still favour the Gen Con, even though I don't work with them anymore. I still favour them.
yeah,
Um
use them.
be- because the material's flat.
Yeah,
It's very flat. The dog's not going to be seeing it when it's looking, but also it's fixed nylon, which means that it's not going to stretch. A lot of the slip leads these days, a lot of the slip leads stretch, and I'm going to talk about head collars and stuff at the talk.
cool.
But a lot of them stretch, which means that as the dog pulls, the material's stretching, and then it's contracting on the dog's face.
Yeah,
And so it's really damaging. It's
mm,
really, really damaging.
yeah. No, it's horrible. And sometimes you get this sort of the way they twist it. You got like the metal or fabric clip underneath the dog's.
Under the jawbone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really people just don't think. Dude, I was talking to one of our students the other day because he was saying about the head collar and all the rest of it. And you just open your eyes, just look. That's all you've got to do. Look what it's doing. Look at
But
it
people,
putting pressure.
I don't know about you, but I mean, look, we both got master's degrees, so we both went down the academic route. Yeah.
Well,
I
forced down the academic route.
Yeah, but and then I went back. I chose to go back because I wanted to do a doctorate, but after 2 years of studying, it didn't do it for me,
No.
and it just absolutely zapped my energy. But you know, when I was doing studying for the doctorate, and I was doing meta-analysis on a whole load of studies on equipment, on the profession, did a lot of studies on the profession, and the journals that were being submitted. And I am going to swear because we're absolutely shite.
Mm.
The quality of the studies that have been done in relation to dog training equipment is appalling. It is absolutely appalling. I mean, I've got studies where the person who did the peer review changed the slant, and I've got the original study and I've got the peer reviewed study, and they actually took out some of the discipline and made it a positive only result, and it completely skewed it. And then we've got other ones where the equipment manufacturer are sponsoring the study. Well, of course, it's going to come out in favour of their piece of
Yeah.
equipment. Of course, it is. You know, in the same way, like we're doing all the thing on diet as well at the minute. You know, the way a lot of the nutrition research was done by the big food manufacturers. Well,
Yeah.
that's what's happening with the equipment as well,
Well,
and
it's the
it
same with
puts
the
me off. It puts me off. And at the end of the day, science is there to be disproven. So you can't say this is, this is some research I've done, like done, finished. That's how it is. You go out, you disprove the theories, and I think people are going, oh, the academic said this or science said that. It's like, hang on a minute. Dogs don't function in labs. Dogs function in the real world.
I know.
And a lot of times the behavior isn't repeatable because it's like, can you not just think? Can you not just think about what you're saying? You do a behavior and then you try to repeat that behavior, but it's not repeatable to the same degree because the dog's learned.
Hmm.
And you try and redo the experiment, the dog's learned again. And every time you try to redo the experiment, the dog is learning. So you will never get the same result that you got at the first time. And if you use different dogs, you won't get the same result because the dog's got its own emotional baggage behind it, and its life history, and its genetics, and its nurture. And so I think science can be great, and science is great. I've just done a diploma in quantum physics, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm getting science. I love science. I believe in study, but I think dogs, they're sentient beings. They live and they breathe in. You can't necessarily repeat detailed experimentation or detailed analysis on them
No.
because
Well, do you
they
remember that
bring other stuff to it.
that science that Jamie Penrith shared that had been filmed and on predation in dogs and stuff, and just watching it, you're like, this is not science. This is just a load of nonsense.
Hmm.
It's not science. It's just bizarre, and it's skewed to prove the point they want. That's,
Absolutely.
it's not an honest, you know,
It's not.
peer-reviewed study. It's just,
And it's the same with filmmakers. I mean, I saw some behind the scenes footage of a very well known documentary on dogs,
yeah,
and it was edited to prove a point that the person who did the film wanted to make.
yeah,
They left out all the stuff that didn't go against the way they wanted the film to go.
yeah. No, exactly. That's what people
And
do. Isn't it?
it's
That's
what people do.
everything.
It's their prerogative. They're making the film. It's their prerogative. It's their research. It's their prerogative. But
That's
it shouldn't.
why.
It shouldn't happen.
That's why you shouldn't go on the telly.
That
'Cause-
is why, I mean, we remember when Vic did it and he says, oh, don't do it, Vic, don't do it, Vic.
Yeah. Well, there's huge scope to make you look ridiculous through editing. Do you know what I mean? You can put it in different order. I mean, there's scope to make you look
It's
ridiculous.
all nonsense. It's the same on social media. You know, how many takes did it take to get your dog to do that one then?
Yeah, exactly. Well, so like the whole thing in it, people don't put on the misery, do they? They don't put, I've just had a dreadful week in Benidorm. I mean, you just see the most beautiful pictures and cocktails and all that you don't put on the rubbish, do you? Or people don't put on, which is why it's so depressing looking through it because you think everyone's having a better life than you are. And then,
And all the dogs are perfectly trained.
yeah, exactly. Everybody's just, living their best life, aren't they? And here we are struggling, struggling along.
I know,
No, it's not. When you
whinging.
know,
Although saying that, did you see? Please say you saw it. The video of I had of the dogs on the walk where I was talking about boundaries and leadership and stuff, and then a bloody rabbit came up in front of Emrys.
oh, did you? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was really good. You got to see it. I was very happy.
Uh,
Yeah, I was talking about kind of what we're talking about: leadership,
go
boundaries,
and didn't you go and
applying.
chase the rabbit with him?
Funnily enough, I shouted no. I shouted no, and he slammed
Oh
his
my
boots on and
God.
come back.
You
And I
can't.
actually said that is why
What?
you need to train a good no command.
Oh, you can't use the word no. That's just barb.
Oh, I used the word
Well,
no. I think
that's
I
well old
probably
fashioned.
deafened everybody.
Yeah, well, you do, don't you? It's
I
just.
use no all the time. It's one of the best things to teach.
Do you know what? When I see like a no command, my dog's not devastated. They just know that means don't do that. It's just like any other word. Like I use yes and I use no. They don't. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a blooming sledgehammer. It's just like no, don't do
No.
that. Oh, okay then.
And I've got to stop as well because they get a bit rowdy when they're playing, and I'll just go stop, and the
I
player
use
will
stop.
just freeze.
Yeah, no, I use stop for when they're playing, and also like
Mhm.
if they're barking in the garden or something like that. Because I don't want no, don't bark in the garden. Just stop now. That's you've done
Stop
enough.
now. Yeah. And exactly, I don't want them not to play, but I want them to stop when I say stop.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah, it
if
gets
I
too
say
much.
if I say no, that's like a yeah.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, don't do it. No, it's just common sense, isn't it? I was saying at Crufts, to a lot of people, I don't call myself a balance trainer. It's just normal common sense, isn't it? That's all it is. It's like raising children. It's just, mind you, people that don't have a lot of common sense where that's
Don't
concerned.
do that. You can't compare it with children now. I mean, helicopter parents and all that lot.
That's bizarre. And I was talking to a headmaster at Crufts as well about just how, parents are, but let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, let's no pun intended, huh? What
No.
do you want me to hold on to a long line and chase you down it, Ross?
Yeah, sounds like good fun. I could do go and chasing some rabbits.
The thing is, what are they going to do when the dog catches it? Are they gonna put the rabbit out of its misery? Or are they going to watch their dog ripped apart?
Yeah, yuck.
Because they're kind of the choices, really.
Yeah. Yeah, horrible. Well, you're
Yeah,
better off, like you said, you're better off to not have your dog catch a rabbit, aren't you, really?
yeah. But if you're chasing a dog on the end of a long line after a rabbit, your dog's going to catch the rabbit, and you're probably going to end up fat and flat on your face, getting pulled along.
Well, you will, especially with the amount of rain and stuff we've had lately, with all that wet underfoot. I mean, you can't run in that,
You'll
can
be
you?
straight
Then
off.
tied
No,
onto a dog.
I know. But before we move off the positive only and corrections and stuff, um, got a question for you. And you don't have
Mm,
to answer it. It's just it can be hypothetical, but it be a question. So like I brought a lot of the plain food and everything into the gun dog world,
yeah.
but I still use boundaries and corrections and make sure that my dogs behave. When I started doing competitive obedience, and this was true with Dee Stedman as well, who I trained with way back, and also with Linda Rutherford, who actually won the dog obedience champion at Crufts.
Ooh.
Wow, she won it. How cool is that? Um,
Well, I was going to say, yeah, go on. I don't know. I had a friend competing as well, but I don't know what she got. Anyway, carry on.
so, um, and it's true. People see they go to training classes, and like Linda's a positive only trainer,
Yeah.
okay, in relation to obedience training.
Yeah, exactly.
In relation to the domestic stuff, she still has leadership boundaries.
Yeah.
The dogs aren't allowed to do whatever they want to do, yada, yada, yada. And I think, and it's all about you to see what you think, but I think what happens is people go to training classes, and to me, competitive obedience is just a series of tricks. That's all
Hmm.
it is. I'm just trick training. So I want
Yeah.
to make it really positive because it's a trick. That's very different than my domestic stuff.
No, it is. And it's not. If you don't have close enough heel work, or if you don't have, the smartest dumbbell retrieve, or the nicest present, or the dog
Doesn't
tucking its,
matter.
it doesn't matter. I mean, it's nice if you want to compete and do well, but if you can't achieve that with that dog you're working with, it's irrelevant. If your dog's buggering off after a pigeon and there's a road in the way. I mean, a friend of mine the other day, she said her dogs took off after a rabbit and there's a hole in the fence that goes down to a road.
Mhm.
Luckily, she recalled her dogs and they came. So
Mhm.
that's the input. That is life or death. Your competitive, heel work is not. So it
So
is irrelevant. And all of the training that we do, I mean, there's a fair few of our students and stuff listen to this. They know all the training we do on our work is all, there's loads of food and toys and play. There's nothing kind of harsh or there's no prongs knocking about and all the rest of it. And overwhelmingly, it's all positive, but it's the underpinning structure, isn't it? That's
I think I think what's happening is people are going to classes and they're learning how to do things like rally, hoop bars.
mm,
I haven't done agility for years, so I don't know what happens in the agility classes. But they're doing things like good citizen, or they're going to start doing competitive obedience, or they're going to puppy class, and it's all trick positive training.
yeah,
They think that that's how they should train their dog in the real world.
hmm,
And I think what's happening is people are going to training classes. They're learning how to do all this positive stuff, which is fantastic because at the end of the day, it's just trick training. It's not
yeah,
real life. It's not life or death stuff. It's not right side of the law. So they're going along the classes. They learn how to do the trick training. At the end of the 6 weeks or the 8 weeks or the 10 weeks or however long it is, they continue that training at home, thinking the only way to get the dog to do anything is through luring it around with a bit of food.
yeah,
Those people who are training domestic classes, if you like, where it's all positive only, they then decide they're going to train other trainers on how to do it, but they haven't evolved into real world situations.
no. And the thing
And
is,
and then it on it goes and on it goes and on it goes.
the problem is, I think, as we speak about often, is that, we teach the dogs, and we teach, don't we? So when we start with a puppy or we start with an adult dog or whatever, typically I use food to teach positions like sit or down or heel or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So the dog begins to understand sounds and actions and subsequent rewards, right? So when I say sit, the dog understands it must put its bum on the floor,
Absolutely.
or it sits on them and then it gets a bit of food, right? And then if you're out and about, and once the dog fully understands these exercises, it makes a choice not to comply because there's something else is more rewarding, like sniffing a lamppost or
Hmm.
wanting to chase a cat or whatever it is, then because the dog understands these things we've taught, sometimes you just need a little bit of compulsion. Well, no, not sometimes. You need a bit of compulsion to say, no, you understand what I've asked you to do, and you have to comply because that is what keeps you safe. You don't have to, when you're teaching a blooming hand touch or something, they don't have to comply, do they? Doesn't
No,
matter. It's
no,
irrelevant.
doesn't matter.
Touch, no, I'm not touching your hand. Okay, fine. You're not getting a bit of sausage. Crack on. But when it's, dropping down
But
at a
when I
distance,
say stop,
yeah, you have to
yeah,
do that
you
because
stop.
because that's what keeps you safe in society. And most of
Yeah,
us live in, we've got roads
absolutely.
and God knows what else all around us, haven't we?
Yeah,
Traffic.
I mean, I've
You
got
know?
three non-negotiables with the dogs. My three non-negotiables, and they've been like that for years. Is the dog has to stop immediately.
Yeah,
If I hit that whistle or if I say sit, the dog's bum's got to get down as quickly as possible.
yeah,
So I've got to have a non-negotiable stop. I have a non-negotiable recall. And I have a
yeah,
non-negotiable walk on a loose lead.
yeah. See, I'm not fussed about the loose lead thing, but definitely the stop and the recall. And I've used the down kind of probably, I don't know, 5 times, like
Mm,
really when I just, when the deer have shot up, when a herd flock of sheep that weren't supposed to be there were there,
mm,
when, I'm near a road or whatever, you go around a corner and there's someone coming towards you. And I've used it, in real life situations that, have been essential to kind of to have the dog stop
mm,
now.
mm. And that means I've got a good no as well. Because the first thing is like you see a bunny and you go, oh,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it works. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah,
I think it's the same with the leave command, isn't it? 'Cause if they're going to pick up something that's toxic, then again, that's life or death. So they have to not pick it
I
up.
tend to use no for pretty much everything like that now. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got if I can if I've got my head in gear, um, but normally I just go no.
Yeah, well, they're kind of
They'll
interchangeable.
immediately pull back.
Yeah, it's interchangeable, isn't it? You tend to do what you, I mean, the reason that because you teach like a whistle sit or a sit, stop, sit, and whatever, I always teach it down because that's my kind of immediate, my intrinsic go-to. So if I'm, if I see something or down, that just comes to me first. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of why I teach that.
I teach it down. I teach verbally and whistles. I do sit
Yeah.
down, and then whistle sit.
Yeah. No, no, yeah, we got to do it, haven't you? But and like I said, it's all just common sense. And talking to competitive dog sport trainers at Crufts and things, it's the same thing. Whatever discipline you're in, all of that stuff, like teaching you sendaways and stuff, it's all like motivational and it's fun and the
That's
dog.
all
Yeah.
fun and positive,
Yeah.
and
But they also, when they're living with their dogs on the beach or in the fields or in the parks, whatever, there's a structure that the dogs have to kind of live by. Because, like you said about the law, we're all subject to laws, local bylaws. We
Mhm.
can't have, I mean, you can't have your dogs going up to
And
people, frightening them, or whatever else, can
no,
you?
and the Livestock Act comes in because it's got royal assent, so that the new Livestock Act becomes law on the 18th of March,
Oh,
which means because at the minute it's chasing. Well, if your dog leaves your side, you could get done,
yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
So, again, it's keeping your dog on the right side of the law, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think
Anyway, what else? Sorry, what else happened to Crufts? Come on, because this was a post Crufts. I didn't go, and we haven't had a catch up since. So,
you didn't go. I think that's about it, really. We went saw an ABBA tribute act on Saturday night.
ooh,
And
nice.
watched
Did you
him.
dance?
ABBA? No, no. No, it's one of those
Did you
plays.
wear the flares?
Yeah, I've got some new jeans actually. Yeah,
You didn't have the white shiny ones then.
not those. No. No. What else was at Crufts? No, it was nice. Saw some people. Saw David Cavill. He's coming to speak to us.
Oh,
At
I'm really looking forward to
the
speaking to David.
episode. Yeah, he's great. So it'd be nice to chat with him. So yes, saw him. Saw Peter Young from Peter's Posh Pets from donkeys years ago
Okay.
in Kensington. Yeah, saw loads of yeah, lots of people. But like I said, it was just people were kind of yeah. There's a funny current. Do you know what I mean? Funny current going on underneath. But on the surface, it was great to chat to everybody, and everyone was really positive, really. But it's just you
Mhm,
focus on the negative, don't you, as humans do?
mhm, mhm. It's a survival thing.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, no, good event. And it just goes like that. Boom. It's the same every year. You're literally unloading the van. 10 minutes later, we're putting it all away again.
Mhm.
It
Like
just,
that when you
yeah.
do the CLA as well. We're not doing it this year though.
Are you not?
No,
It's a lot. I tell you what, I mean, Crufts is a lot of prep, a lot of sorting out. We had new hoodies, as you know,
I know.
new leaflets for various bits and bobs.
The leaflet for the event in May looks brilliant.
It's cool, isn't it? Nice little brochure. So yeah, lots of effort went into the show, and it's 6 days out, really, isn't it? By the time you get there and get home and all
Mm,
that, so big expense, big
mm,
lot of effort, very tiring,
mhm.
but nice to catch up
Good
with
fun.
everybody.
Mm.
But yeah, and it was the first time with the Royal Kennel Club.
And did it make any difference?
No, no, a lot of the stand holders were very upset. Saw Trevor Cooper. He was annoyed that he was
Why?
had a different stand that he didn't want in the wrong hall. So there was a massive layout change in so the aisles were really wide.
Uh-huh.
There was a new hall, Hall 8. Um, I don't know,
Bloody hell.
I didn't go in there, but I think it was grooming and young kennel club in there. As in dog grooming, not grooming the anyway.
Mm. Oh, you nearly
No, shut up. Right. Right, what else was I gonna Yes, they've made
thanks
the
for
aisle.
that. I nearly covered everything with my fizzy water.
Oh, you not got diluting juice today. Um, no, the aisles were really wide, so I don't know whether there's less stand And some of them, I'll just keep talking. Some of the stands were smaller and kind of different shapes, and as you know, ours was smaller, and we had to stick right out into the aisle. Um, but luckily, nobody came and told us off for that.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, all in all, a nice event.
Good. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't put the grooming hall up sooner, really, because everything's heading towards grooming. Like the all the qualifications now tend to be focused on grooming, and
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not replacing the qualifications in the APGI program.
I don't blame you. We're not running formal qualifications this year either, because we've had some conversations with qualification providers, and
Are you going to go back to doing qualifications? Or are you done?
well, not this year. We're definitely having a break. It's too restrictive cost-wise for the learner, and the intensity of the IQA, EQA validation, the tracking sheets. It's a lot of work, and a lot of our learners, as the dog people, are more practical.
Yeah,
Um, and when it's like a certificated course like we do, if we can read the work, because we have foreign students, we have people with, dyslexia and stuff like, if we can read it and understand it, then that's cool. But when you're working at level 5, level 6, whatever,
you
it's
have
not
to do
cool.
all the Harvard referencing.
It has to be at a level 6. We
Yeah,
can't say, well, we understand what you mean, so that would do. It won't do.
yeah.
It's hard.
No. I mean, I decided because the APGI program starts on the 1st of July. My prospectus is going out next week. Um, and I've stripped the qualifications out because like that, exactly for what you just said, um, we've got some fantastic trainers who aren't necessarily academic or they're dyslexic. And ha when you're seeing them and you're seeing them train the dogs and you listen to them, you
Yeah.
know, really they should allow like in schools or some organizations allow you to do a verbal
Yeah.
assessment.
Yeah.
There's no facility for that in the learning providers that we use or that are out
No.
there. You
No.
know, you should be able to submit an alternative, and there are no alternatives for them to submit.
No.
But I mean, like that, um, certainly with the anatomy and physiology side of it, I've moved rather than doing it academically, I'm doing applied functional,
Which
which
is
is much
kind
more my style anyway, and it's
well, it's relevant
much
and
more
useful, isn't it?
applicable. Yeah.
I mean, we had a conversation at Crufts regarding some of the qualifications that are out there. So, um, how can I? So
Just spit it out.
a lot of them. I'm trying to be careful with what I say. A lot of the qualification providers have gone down the route of using terminology that is not relevant to this industry and professional practice. It's taken from the people that don't work in the industry and have this kind of I don't know, theoretical
Theoretical
experience.
knowledge. Give me an example of the terminology they're using, Ross.
Well, I can't really think of a specific example, but it's all very much geared towards what we were talking about, kind of that
Positive only.
force-free aspect
Yeah.
of trade. And there's no provision. I mean, as you know, and it's really, again, this kind of comes back to the industry being a complete mess, but the world of rescue, dogs being relinquished, is horrendous. It's
Hmm.
awful. And
Hmm.
a lot of the dogs that we see that we try to keep in their current homes
Hmm.
have been exhibiting, the behavior that's problematic for a long period of time. They've had help with these dogs and nothing's worked. And so, sometimes you can't just do it with a magic wand and a
No.
prayer, can you? It's like, we have to try and keep these dogs alive, off of drugs, and out of, rescue homes. So,
Mhm.
and when you're looking at kind of this academic stuff on paper, it's not real world, it's not relevant, and it
No.
should be. It should be relevant for this industry because it needs.
Yes. Yes. And the level 5, there was a I mean, I am doing the level 5 diploma starting in June, but that's the only one I'm going to, that's probably the last qualification I'll teach. Um,
Is that
but
with the provider that you're with at the moment?
with him, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I'm not with iPet now.
okay.
I'm not with iPet because they've brought in a lot of things that I don't like, harnesses and stuff. And there's no way I'm going to give somebody an assignment that says demonstrate how to train a dog to walk. And I don't think this one was iPad actually. I think it was a different one. But there was a qualification that said one of the things was you have to demonstrate how to train a dog to walk, um, train a dog to walk well using positive only methods on how to get a dog to walk on a harness. And I said there is absolutely no way on earth I am going to include that in my syllabus, which
No,
meant the students wouldn't have passed.
no, exactly.
And that goes against everything that I believe in. Um, you know, as soon as the dog pulls on the lead, it stops being positive.
Well, as soon as you put a lead, you remember, you put when you back in the day. I mean, a lot of breeders now they'll put little collars on their puppies at birth, won't they? So they know which is which.
Yeah.
But back in the day, years ago, they never did that. So you bring a puppy home at 8 weeks, put a collar on it, freak
Freak
out.
out, throws itself, does the whole alligator roll and
Get this off,
scratches and
scratch,
runs
scratch, scratch.
around and
Get it
throws
off.
itself against the wall and yeah.
I hate it. Is that force free? Is it putting a collar on? Oh,
It's the world's gone mad. It's the same with
well,
children. It's all gone a bit bonkers, you know.
it's all gone a bit bonkers, and yeah, how you don't drink, I do not know. I've, I've literally got wine on a drip. I'm just
I drink
bonkers.
coffee. I
Bonkers.
have coffee. Yeah, I mean, I said to Callum when he was growing up, I will be your world's greatest cheerleader, and I will be your worst nightmare if I have to be.
Yeah, which is how it was, what it is, isn't it?
How it should be.
Yeah,
And
totally.
he's turned out all right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was going to try and say something funny, but I couldn't think of anything.
What about Callum?
Well, I
Or
was
about
going to
me
try. I
being
was going to
wrong?
say, yeah, he's only, he only deals some drugs or something like that. But no, I couldn't think of anything funny to say.
Yeah, best not.
So, shall we call it a day? Now we're laughing and smiling. Or should we end so we don't end on a negative down,
Yeah, let's end upbeat.
end on
So
a false
I shall
positive?
catch up with you again really soon.
Yeah.
The other side of some very cool guests.
Oh, we'll be the other side of guests.
We are the other side of guests.
Ooh, exciting.
Mm.
Cool. Well, I shall look forward to speaking to you soon, and hopefully we'll be all more positive and happy.
Yes, you go and get your drink and I'll go and get a coffee. How's
Good plan.
that? Take it steady.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. It's not just gun dogs and not just guard dogs, but all things canine, as we hope you have discovered. Please like, share and subscribe and help us spread a bit of common sense back into dog ownership. And a review wouldn't go amiss either. Catch up with Les and Ross again in about 14 days for more canine conversations. Until next time, stay well and enjoy your dogs. Any dog-related questions or topics, just drop an email to talk@cfba.uk or message us via facebook.com/gundogs and guard dogs podcast.